Good evening, everyone. Today, our group will bring a presentation about VR and AR. I am Lorelai. Next speaker is Alan, and the last is Zoe. Let's go to the first page. This is an outline. We're mainly divided into three parts. The first part is introduction, eyewear definition, what is AR, and what is VR. Both, I will told you the pros and cons about AR and VR. Second part, how about VR and AR now work in tourism? Last part, what is the future development about VR and AR? Let's go to the definition. VR, virtual reality, which can be referred to as immersive multimedia or computer simulated reality, replicates an environment that simulates a physical presence in places in the real world or an imagined world, allowing the user to interact in that world. AR, augmented reality, is a live, direct or indirect view of a physical, real-world environment whose elements are augmented or supplemented by computer-generated sensory input such as sound, video, graphics, or GPS data. I will compare AR and VR. First is similar part, technology. Augmented and virtual reality both leverage some of the same type of technology, and they each exist to serve the user with an enhanced or enriched experience. Second similar part is entertainment. Both technologies enable experience that that are becoming more commonly expected and sought out for entertainment purposes. Leading tech moguls are investing and developing now adaptations, improvements, and releasing more and more products and apps that support these technologies for the increasingly savvy user. Second is a differ from AR and VR. First part is purpose. Augmented reality enhances experience by aiding virtual comments such as digital images, graphics, or sensations as a new layer of interaction with the real world. Contrastingly, virtual reality creates its own reality that is complete, computer-generated, and driven. Second is delivered method. Virtual reality is usually delivered to the user through a head-mounted or handheld controller. This equipment connects people to the VR reality and allows them to control and navigate their actions in an environment meant to simulate the real world. Augmented reality is being used more and more in mobile devices, such as laptops, smartphones, and tablets, to change how the real world and digital images graphics intersect and interact. Those are pros of AR and AR in tourism. First part, landscape or cultural relic restoration. We believe the VR experience enhances the museum because it is educational and gives people a chance to access artifacts that they would never have been able to see otherwise. Second part, virtual tourism, such as space travel, Jurassic tourism, and pre-visit. Third part, accommodation, using AR to create or around room tours with accommodation details, price, ethics. It is a good way to advertise your hotel and to engage guests to try out a full spectrum of hotel service. Also, turning one-time guests into regular guests probably. Next, transport. With AR, you can turn a metro map or other items alike into an interactive guide in multiple languages. For example, Tuno version does this with the New York subway. Next one is restaurant and catering. Brand new restaurant menus with an interactive 360 view of each dish, correct portion size and ingredients. As by AR application, we name it Kabuk. Navigation help with special mobile apps using AR to provide information about restaurants, cafes, and bars nearby. Last one, translate. When you travel abroad, thirdly, you might not know the local language and size. AR apps or features such as Google Translate help to avoid misunderstandings by instantly translating info into your native language. Let's go to cons of VR and AR in tourism. First off, high cost. One of main cons of virtual tourism is that it's not possible for everyone to afford it. It is too costly, and people who cannot afford this will be from left out from using the technology. Second reason is technology is still experimental. Through the virtual reality technology is used in various fields but is still experimental. It is not being accepted or fully developed. The VR has main cons due to which it is not acceptable fully. Last reason, away from reality. The purpose of the tour is to experience all the projects and feelings for visitors. If VR and AR can completely create a perfect travel world, then the true meaning of tourism will be lost.
Hello guys, my name is Alan. I'm going to start with VR in tourism. As I know, travel and tourism industry has started adopting the virtual reality technology to maximize customer engagements. Virtual reality has made traveling accessible to every individual with the help of a simulator and headset. People used to research about places they wish to travel. Through photos, videos, and movies, we used to make our itinerary to visit the places that attract us the most. But it is disappointing when the places did not turn out as we want. So, virtual reality is the resolution to all such issues. It, it lets the enthusiasts explore the destinations before actually buying a package. And we could make our plan becomes more manageable. VR technology has also been used in hotel industry. If tourists are able to see the galleries, rooms, bathrooms and view before booking, they will not be disappointed when they check in. 360-degree view through VR can help in finalizing hotels. Next, I've introduced a few innovations. Google Street View is the concept of viewing place at a 360-degree view. Google Cardboard helps in integrating the View app using which the user can visit different places while sitting at home. And the booking engine is yet another application of virtual reality in tourism. It enables travel enthusiasts to select destinations on virtual globe and book directly. With the use of VR glasses and gloves, through the virtual reality booking engine, users can rent cars, book flights. Next up is AR in tourism. With the release of powerful smartphone devices, and more recently Google's Project Glass, the augmented reality plays an important role in tourism. Among the many AR smartphone applications, AR browsers enjoy the biggest popularity. Many of them claim to have tourism-related functionalities. An AR browser suited for the needs of tourism enriches the real world with the interactive virtual information that allows visitors to unfamiliar locations to identify the most important and interesting point of interest and learn more about their surroundings. Navigation and wayfinding was one of the first application areas for AR. Augmented displays have the potential to reduce the mental efforts required for both pedestrian and auto navigation. AR can show virtual paths and directional arrows to facilitate both indoor and outdoor pedestrian and auto navigation. Navigation and exploration of unfamiliar environments could be significantly influenced by the lack of clear translation of foreign language, sign and instructions. Apart from street sign, AR application could provide real-time immediate translation of written text on dinner menus, train schedule and newspapers, headlines from foreign to the native for the user language.
Next, I want to introduce some future development by using VR and AR. In Halifax, we could introduce the Halifax explosion by VR and AR to show the tourists when the explosion happened and how it happened and what the city looks like before and after the explosion. And also we could show tourists how Halifax people recover from this explosion. Next is the Halifax Citadel National Historical Site. We could use this to introduce how the soldiers work in this historical site and how they protect this city from the war. Next, downtown Halifax, we could use AR as a tourist guide and to introduce some tourist interested attractions to them. The last is the Titanic rescue. We are the nearest city when the Titanic disaster happened, so we went to rescue the Titanic people. So we could show the tourists how the rescue happened and how people live after the rescue. There are some other part of in the world we could develop some VR and AR to introduce the destination to tourists. For example, the Canadian Rockies, they are mountains, so we could use VR to attract tourists with accessibility. They are not able to go to the mountains, but by using VR, they could have the chance to see the views from top of the mountains. Also, we could attract some family tourists with small child. They may not able to go to the mountains by themselves, but they want to show the views to their kids. For European countries, VR could use by tourism organizations as a virtual representation of their destination in their marketing to attract tourists. AR, by adding virtual connects to tourists' real environment, AR can serve as a tour guide on locations. Now we want to show you a video in virtual reality wedding in Marriott. And Last, thank you for watching our presentation. Thank you.